Now, personally, I don't know about you, but I find building in The Sims very intimidating and very frustrating for me because I never know what I want to build. I don't know what it's going to look like, and I just don't know how it's going to like all come into play in the end. But the good thing about building is I can experiment, try new things, learn new things, and also participate in shell challenges to kind of learn as I go. But luckily today, I'm actually doing a shell challenge based around no set theme, but you have to incorporate an easel into your build that I've already added in on the gallery. So like I said before, shell challenges are always a great way to experiment with your building style. And for me, I know it can be very daunting and scary to do a shell challenge or just build anything in general because like you never know what it's gonna look like in the end. But for me, I have uploaded every single build I've ever done on the gallery since the start of The Sims 4 to now. And personally, I've learned so much through my years of building that I feel like I've gotten a lot better at roofing, landscaping, layouts, the whole shebang. But the one intimidating thing is coming up with an idea of what I'm going to do. So I only build suburban houses and kind of go along with that theme, but experimenting with that theme, like adding a modern suburban home or a traditional suburban home, stuff like that. But for my idea that I wanted to do for like this room shell challenge is to create a studio apartment for a teenager going to university in the arts, track degree, but doesn't have a support system. So they're kind of all on their own, doing their own set thing and learning as they go in this industry of adulthood. And I realized that a really cool thing to kind of think about because everyone's independent in their own way. And this teenager wants to be independent and try new things that they haven't done before, whether it's, graphic design or, traditional art or music or dance or whatever it might be. And being able to live on your own as a teenager in The Sims is a great way to build responsibility, character values, meet new people that you probably haven't met before, and just like, I don't know, pay bills and learn about life. Because if you did not know this, in The Sims 4, teenagers can actually live by themselves with no parents. They can do their own thing and just kind of basically be an adult. Because technically, teenagers through elders are all the same height. They all do the same things. They all have the same clothes. So it's like they're just adults at this point. So I want to do something like incorporating that idea into this build. And I want to be able to play as a teenager one day and maybe do like the Runaway Teen Challenge one day again, but live by ourselves and go through like high school and university and all the other fun stuff to see how it all comes out in the end. Because as a runaway teen in The Sims 4, that challenge is like you can't go to school, you can't interact with adults, you can't do all these different things. But this one, it's like a teenager who got emancipated, decided to live on their own, pay their own bills, and do their own thing, and become an independent adult without their parents, support, because their parents did not support them. But I think it's like a really cool idea that we have all these like new items from like high school years and, Discover University and Parenthood and Dream Home Decorator. Like there's so much family content being added into the game that I literally cannot wait until we get infants and growing together. Cause I feel like there's so many new things that we're gonna be getting that I personally have always wanted and needed. With having infants, it's going to be a good way to incorporate that family gameplay for like toddlers and children and teenagers and kind of see how they all interact with each other, but especially how teens interact with infants, but also how teens will interact with growing together. But I know there's supposed to be a live stream today, or it has already happened, and I know that they kind of went over the whole infant thing and went over the growing together expansion pack. But if you have not seen that live stream, I will link it down below in the description because I was going to record a reaction, video to that whole live stream, but I realized that stream is way too long and I don't want to sit for like an hour, 2 hour long just sitting there because I like to be in the moment and enjoy and like live through it. And then I do like a follow-up video and talk about it in videos every once in a while because it's way easier for me. But lo and behold, I am very excited just to play with more family Sims and have all of my pregnant Sims have their babies because I think everyone in the Sims community at this point has literally paused all their pregnant Sims to not have their baby until we got infants and probably grown together. And honestly, I don't blame you because like you want to be able to experience, the whole infant stage and see what it's like and really experiment with the gameplay and how they're also going to like incorporate the family dynamics with the infants, with the children and the toddlers. It's gonna be a whole thing, and I'm just here for it. I'm ready, but I honestly thoroughly enjoy gameplay and storytelling more than anything. And so having the idea that a teenager lives by themselves in a studio apartment with their own kitchen, dining room, bedroom, living room, office, everything, and being able to be emancipated in The Sims is not an actual thing, but since teenagers can live by themselves and drop out of high school and also get their Sims GED, is actually kind of cool. So honestly, I want to definitely try one day where I build that friendship and build that, family dynamic with my Sims going forward, because what's going to happen is that I'm going to be playing the Family Dynamics Challenge and hopefully, I don't know, try something new that I haven't done before, because I've always loved that challenge, but I never really had the urge to do it until we got more things. And I saw my friend Ocean Sims do that challenge before, and it looked really, really cool because each generation has a different story. And I like storytelling, and I like building on top of a certain generation and like kind of playing catch up or playing along with it technically. But let me know in the comments below, what are you? Are you a storyteller? Are you a builder? Are you a creative simmer player? Or are you just like doing all three? Because for me, I love doing all three, and I can't have a story without a build. I can't have a sim without a story. I can't have one or the other without each other. So I'm all three, and I have to do all three in order to make my things come to life a little bit more. And I think when I'm going to start the Family Dynamics Challenge is that maybe I might even use this build or use a different build based on a story that I'll create where a teenager moved out of their parents' house because they felt like they weren't supported in their idea of the arts to move in their own little home in Newcrest in a small micro home with some benefits and live their life the way they want to live it, be independent, pay their own bills, have their own job, make money through their paintings, their social networkings, their social media, pretty much everything and anything and everything all at once to be able to show that art can make money. You can make money with your own passion and your knowledge and your expertise, and no one can stop you but you. And I think that's like a vision and idea that I want to keep going forward and keep telling people. No one can stop you but you. No one can change you but you. No one can be you but you? With that being said, I'm going to go into the game and show you all the build in real time, so it's not all sped up and too crazy. That way you can kind of understand my idea and vision of what I was trying to do for my build today. So when I was building this on stream, I had no idea what my theme was going to be, but luckily for this bed swatch that we have from Discovery University, it kind of worked out well, and it made my brain gears like start turning and churning of like, wait, a teenager about to go to university for the first time who loves painting, singing, and guitar playing, who has a pet to take care of. It all made sense, and it kind of let this whole build be what it is, and I'm kind of glad I did what I did, and I might do it again for a singular item and see what I come up with. Now, luckily for this like room here, it's all open floor plan, and I don't do well with open floor plan at all because I never know how to fill in all the space. So I kind of close things off with like half walls or pillars or whatever it might be. But luckily, I think for the size of this whole room here, it kind of worked in its favor because you have like your bedroom over here, your like creativity area over here, your pet sleeps here, your living room right here in the middle, your office area, your wardrobe. I kind of thought this door right here would lead to like a hallway or like a bathroom, and then over here you have like your foyer area, which is really cute. And I've never used this swatch on this rug before, and I'm pretty sure this rug came with Discovery University. And actually, no, not Discovery University, high school years, along with that bed right there. High school years was this bed, and so was that rug. And I'm not joking, ever since high school years came out, I have not been using that pack to build with as much as I would like it to be. And I'm kind of glad that I'm experimenting with items that I haven't used before. So if you have a lot of packs, use the items that you probably have not used or have thought of using based on the swatch alone, and kind of see what you come up with. So lo and behold, the beds from high school years, so are the little side tables as well. And I kind of forget how good high school years is when it comes to build and buy mode. Lo and behold, the kitchen itself is pretty smack dab small. I kind of think of this as a galley kitchen without being a galley kitchen, because how small and skinty it is. Like, you got your tabletop stove and your dishwasher and your sink, and of course all of your little knickknacks and cups up here up above your refrigerator, and then your dining room table. Now, I could have sworn I probably added in more, but I don't think I did. But I'm kind of glad I did what I did, and maybe one day I'll expand onto this and add like a hallway or a bathroom on the side, to saying, hey, maybe you'll have your bathroom on your side, or a hallway, or an extra like kitchen, or a roommate, or whatever it might be. I don't know, but I just have like a lot of ideas for builds that I can utilize based on a singular item, and then build a story on that singular item and see if it makes any sense. But luckily, using this easel, it worked out very well. And if you do my shell challenge, just know it's due on March 14th, and then we'll be doing tours on Twitch on March 15th. But if you want to know all the rules and all the details, they'll be linked down below in the description to a Google document, so in case you are wanting to do it, you'll have all the things you need to do so. But either way, as always, do let me know down in the comments below of what you thought of today's build, especially if you love doing shell challenges or have a hard time doing building in general. Give me all the details down below in the comments. But either way, as always, I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!